Hey guys, got a quick Stow News video for you because Star Trek Online has added some new items into the Phoenix Prize store. That's right, we got some new prizes in the Phoenix store. The first one being I say new ship. It's not really a new ship because this is just an old event ship. It is the Fek'Ihri Sator class warship, which is an old warship that was given out from some old winter event. I forget what year exactly. We'll look at the wiki in a little bit to get a more in-depth look at its stats, but they've also added a few more items into the ultra rare tab as well. So we've got the Tholian web spinner array, decent console, not super stellar these days. It used to be capable of putting out quite a good amount of physical damage, if I remember correctly. Still decent on like an EPG build, but this isn't something you're going to be going out of your way for. Even on a Tetrion build, like it does give that passive Tetrion damage buff, but the fact that the clicky effect only gives physical damage, it's not going to be of much use on anything but an EPG build. Next item is the holographic Discovery bridge crew, which is two holographic bridge officers from Star Trek Discovery. And reading through the tooltip in classic Star Trek Online fashion, they don't tell you who the characters are in this. It's Ellen Landry and Gabriel Lorca, Captain Lorca, Commander Landry from Star Trek Discovery Season 1. That's who the bridge officers are. But you would think they would think to put that in the tooltip, but apparently not. Next up is the kit module Temporal Hack. Deals a little bit of electrical damage. It also gives a hold and takes shields offline on an enemy target. Not a very good kit module. I wouldn't go out of my way for this unless you're really wanting to feed into the whole electrical damage thing. Not a great kit module. Next up is the reiterative structural capacitor, which is an okay tanking / support console. I actually haven't tested out if this will work with the current Universal Endeavor. Of course, that's only going to be up for another 3 hours, so by the time you're watching this video, this probably won't even be the Universal Endeavor right now anyway, which, by the way, I hate this Universal Endeavor. It's such a pain in the ass to actually get done, but it might be a little easier with this if it actually works. Let me know in the comments if this one will actually work with this Universal Endeavor. But yeah, reiterative structural capacitor, decent tanking / healing console, nothing to write home about. And the last thing that is new to the Phoenix Prize Redemption store right now is the Kid Drone, which is a fairly popular universal kit module because it's literally just a drone. It has a passive ability where it will just have the Kid Drone just floating around you. It'll do some phaser damage to any targets that get too close to it, but when you activate it, it kind of does this little separation mode. It has 3 different modes: tactical, science, and engineering. And depending which one you use, it will have different effects on them. None of them are super powerful, if I'm being honest. Like, you're using this just for the theme of having some drones following you around, and that's about it. But I'm sure some of you will be into having this if you missed out on the event from that one. Honestly, this is probably going to be the most popular of all the things on here that they've added to the store, because, like I said, the Kid Drone, fairly popular just to have a passive drone following you around and doing stuff. But, well, at the same time, you can have it do a bit more by activating a certain mode switch on it and doing all that fun stuff. Moving over to the Star Trek Online wiki, let's take a closer look at the Fek'Ihri Sator warship. This was an old event ship released from the winter event back in 2018. This is a warship, so it's basically like a beefy escort type ship, but it's a fairly older event ship, which means it's not going to be really great in the specializations department, because this was before they started putting full specializations onto event ships. So this thing only has a lieutenant commander pilot seat. The other downsides is that it's also got a 4-4 weapons layout, which also isn't that great in most circumstances, but it's meant to feed into the theme here. The whole theme around this ship was being able to pull ships behind you and then letting them burn up in your exhaust, because you have the console Chains of Fire, which will latch onto enemies and then drag them behind you and deal some passive fire damage to them, because, like I said, Chains of Fire and Ferengi, it's their whole thing. But then you also have the Starship trait, the Maw of Greythor, which, while you're at full throttle, while in combat, you will shoot bursts of fire damage behind your ship. So hence the 4-4 weapons layout. They want you to have some amount of coverage in your aft arcs while you're pulling enemy ships behind you. It's a neat little gimmick of a ship. It's nothing super valuable I would want to go after, but if you're a fan of the Fek'Ihri aesthetic and, you know, this sort of play style, this might be an amusement to you. Not something I would say you must go after, but, you know, on the upside, it's a cool looking ship. I've always thought this was one of the cooler looking Fek'Ihri ships, in my opinion. It's really cool. Like, when you go to full impulse, like all these little side, you know, fire jet exhaust things, they you shoot fire, they shoot like big spouts of fire out of them while you're at full impulse. It's really cool looking. But yeah, it's a neat amusement of a ship, but nothing I would say that is crucial to go after. Speaking of the Phoenix Prize Store, PC players, right now we've got a Phoenix Prize Store event going on right now. So if you are interested in any of the items that we've been talking about today, now is a good time to try to get some of those, because they've got the free Phoenix Prize packs going on right now, starting yesterday. It's my bad. Sorry, I've been kind of busy. But those will be running until June 26th. So you got a week of time to, you know, get your free Phoenix Prize packs, and plus you can just claim them anytime you want if you want to spend dilithium too, because really, you know, one a day for a week really isn't a lot of these. So you know, sink some dill. That's what that's what this store is supposed to be. It's supposed to be a dill sink. So go sink some dill into any of these prizes, or any of the past prizes that have been there for a while now. There's some decent stuff in there too. Speaking of dilithium, PC, we've also got a bonus dilithium event going on right now, running from yesterday up to the 24th. So that's a bit less than a week. But you still got a few more days to take advantage of that. You get extra dilithium from pretty much everything you do. So now's a good time to spend those bonus rich dilithium claims if you've been using the lockbox. So you might want to make a trip to the Volgata asteroid field to use some of those, or just, you know, keep playing Star Trek Online like you normally do, and you'll get some extra dilithium. And plus, anything that you buy in the dilithium store will have a 20% discount on it, including vanity shields, which are currently up right now. They didn't add any new ones this time, unfortunately, so right now that is still limited to the existing stock that they have. But if you're interested in the Prodigy, a Safe Galaxy refit, Courier Raider, Emerald Chain of Intel Juggernaut, Discovery refit, Zenkethi, Discovery, Ferengi, Herc, Emperors, Section 31, Kelvin Divergence, Borg, Baul, Jatvash, or Shrike vanity shields. Right now, between right now and June 24th, you will be able to claim those for dilithium on PC. For the console side of Star Trek Online, you guys don't have a lot going on right now. Right now, there's a Red Alert event going on for console that started on the 17th and will be running until July 1st. So you can do the Borg, Alachi, Tholian, Zenkethi, or Nakul Red Alert events. Which means this is just one of those in between events before, you know, the next big event that's going live over there on. Over on console. And the other thing you guys got going right now is Admiralty bonus week right now, so that's live until the 24th on console. Also, before I wrap up, I also want to point out that Real Merch is having a massive clearance sale on the Star Trek Eaglemoss collection. They're having a big clearance sale up to 85% off, and there's still a little under 3 days as of recording this to take advantage of this. So if there are any models that they have that you are interested in, be sure to check that out. And while you're there, don't forget to use my discount code STU1701 if it is your first purchase there, to get an additional 5% off. You can either use that discount code while you're checking out, or you can just use the affiliate link down below in the pinned comment to have that applied automatically. Okay, actually, there is one more thing to talk about. I just saw Spencer's video on this, and I wanted to throw my 2 cents in there on this. But the Fleet Power Network Array, that is the console off of the Ahwahnee command carrier, which is a C-Store ship, it looks like this console may have been bugged or possibly stealth nerfed. Again, there's really been no communication on this at all, though, I mean, it was the patch is fairly recent, so that could be why. But before I get further into this, before you start freaking out, it's a very small change, one that's not going to affect the vast majority of players. This is really only going to affect those of you who are giving a crap about the high-end DPS chase. You know, those of you who are doing high-end coordinated runs for the sake of uploading to the Oscar leaderboards. If you're doing that kind of stuff, you might be concerned about this. If you're not doing that kind of stuff, then you don't need to worry about this. This does not affect you at all. Now, I'll leave the technical talk to Spencer. I'll link his video down below. You can go see what the actual difference between then and now is with this console. But I think the major issue here is that if this is a stealth nerf. It just feels like such a weird thing because, one, this console has been out for God, how long has this console been out? For a very long time at this point. This came out with last year's anniversary bundle, so this has been out for well over a year, so it seems like a weird point to nerf this console if this is an intentional nerf. But the other thing is, too, is that this affects such a small number of the player base, because there's only a small percentage of players who are actually bothering to do the whole DPS chase. So if this is only something that's going to affect them, because those are the only people who are going to be bothering to do these high-end coordinated runs that you actually need to be focused enough to, properly timing the activation of certain abilities at certain times and all that stuff. Those are the only people who are going to be doing this kind of stuff. So why bother to implement this kind of change when those are the only people this is going to affect? Because no one else is bothering to stack these kind of effects on top of each other. So what's the point of implementing this not just so far after the ship's initial release, but also something that's only going to affect such a small amount of the player base? The other issue here is that, there were patch notes for the latest patch, and there was no mention of this change at all. So it's the bigger issue here is not less about the actual change that was made to this console, but rather the fact that there was no mention of the change in the patch notes, as well as it seems like a weird change to make given how small of a number of players that this is going to affect. So yeah, fingers crossed that this is simply just a bug, but yeah, it's just, like I said, if this is an intentional change, I just feel like this not being included in the patch notes, it's not a good look, in my opinion. Like, the actual change to the console, I don't think is that big of a deal, at least to the vast majority of players, or even to myself. Like I said, I haven't been part of the whole DPS chase in a long while, but I know the DPS chasers are going to make a fuss about this, and it's just like, if this is an intentional change, what was the point? Because all it's going to do is upset them, but it doesn't really affect anyone else. So it's just like the optics here just feel weird to me, and I just wanted to put that out there. It's like, it's not a great look if this is intentional. So yeah, that is pretty much all the Star Trek Online news there is to get into for now. I know it's kind of a slow video, nothing super crazy going on right now, but I wanted to make sure you guys knew about these things going on right now, and hopefully Star Trek Online has more stuff for us in the near future that will be more exciting than this. Also, before anyone asks, yes, I have heard about a certain leak in regards to certain upcoming content, but as usual, I am not going to be talking about that because I do not talk about leaked content on the channel, so that is all I'm going to be saying on that. If you want more news on that, stay tuned for when Deca officially announces it. But yeah, thank you for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. If you're ever shopping on the Epic Game Store, be sure to use my content creator code STU1701. Check out the affiliate links, check out the merch store. Either way though, thank you so much for watching. My name's Stu, and I will see you guys next time.